Tanya.
I teach CBSE 8 Maths.
I teach CBSE 10th Maths.
Okay, now let's get into the video.
Today we are going to be learning Chapter 14, Statistics, Exercise 14.3, third question. Alright, now let's read the question. A life insurance agent found the following data for distribution of ages of 100 policy holders. Calculate the median age if policies are given only to persons having age 18 years onwards but less than 60 years. Okay, so there is a life insurance agent. So he just wrote the following data. Okay, so he just found the following data for distribution of ages of 100 policy holders. So what is the meaning of that? So the meaning for this question is there are 100 people. One second. So 100 policy holders means there are 100 people, people's age which is found in this table, which is represented in this table, okay, in this data. So we are supposed to calculate the median age if policies are given only to persons having age 18 years onwards but less than 60 years. We are supposed to calculate the median age. That means we are supposed to find the median. Okay, if policies are given only to persons having age 18 years onwards but less than 60 years. So the meaning of this sentence is the policies are given only to those people who are from 18 years old. So from 18 years old onwards. Okay, so from 18 so you can say 18, 19, 20 years old, like that. Okay, that is the meaning of 18 years onwards but less than 60 years. Okay, but it should be less than 60 years. Okay, 60 years old. Okay, so this is the data. So here they had represented that below 20 years there are 2 policy holders. That means 2 people are there. Okay, so policy holders means how many people, like that. Okay, so here they wrote number of policy holders. Okay, so below 25 6, below 30 24. Okay, so so first time we are facing something like this, isn't it? We have below, like that and all, but in most of the questions we used to have like 100 to 20 100 to 200, 200 to 300. We used to have something like this, but here we have below. Okay, so since we have below like that and all, no, it is literally hard to find the median, isn't it? Why? Because in the median formula we want the L value and n by 2 value, and then what else, CF value and frequency value and H value. Okay, so to find these values, no, if it is like this, it is literally hard. So we are gonna make it in a way in which it is easy to solve. Okay, here one more thing I would like to ask is, so here we have values like this, that is number of policy holders, right? I would like to ask that whether it is a frequency or cumulative frequency. So you guys might be wondering, of course it is a frequency. Why? Because in most of the questions, not most, almost all the questions, no, we just take it as frequency, isn't it? But you should be aware of one thing, that is, so here the last number is 100. So if you can't see, actually the last number is 100. So I'll show you here in another table. Okay, so I just represent the table right over here. So here the last number is 100, isn't it? So here when you just look at the question, okay, they had mentioned 100 policy holders, so total frequency is 100. Okay, so whenever they mention something, a number like this, that one is the total frequency, isn't it? So totally there are how many policy holders? There are 100 policy holders. So this is a Fi value, total Fi value. Okay, so when we just add all the frequency, we'll get total frequency, right? That is the value for 100. Okay, that is the meaning of 100 here. So if you don't just understand, when you will solve, no, that time you will understand. Okay, so since you guys know, here we have something like this in this table, and the question is this a frequency or cumulative frequency? That is the question. Okay, so actually this is a cumulative frequency. The thing they had already mentioned in the question, no, this is the table they had mentioned in the question, this is the table. In this table, no, this is a cumulative frequency. How did I get to know it is a cumulative frequency? So here the last value is 100, isn't it? So when you just look at the question, so here the total frequency is 100. I just told you, whenever we get a total value for frequency, that should be similar to the last number of cumulative frequency. So this is cumulative frequency, the last number is 100. This is exactly similar to Fi, I mean total frequency, which they had mentioned in the question. So if you don't know, when we'll just do it, that time you will get to know. Okay, so since we have something like this, that is below 20, below 25, no, I am gonna write it as normal class interval. Okay, I am going to write it in the form of normal class interval. Okay, how to write that? It is literally easy. So here when you just check it out, the gap between them is 5, isn't it? So I am going to write 15 to 20 and 20 to 25 and 25 to 30, 30 to 35, 35 to 40 and 40 to 45, 45 to 50, 50 to 55 and 55 to 60. Okay, this is how we do it. Okay, this is the meaning of normal class interval. Okay, so now let us find the frequency. Okay, so now here is another question for you guys. So to find the cumulative frequency, in the previous questions and all, when we just found the cumulative frequency, we usually write the first number of frequency as it is, and then we used to add the numbers, isn't it? So since here they had already mentioned the cumulative frequency, so here I am going to write the first number as it is. So here, so just because we are finding frequency, no, I am going to subtract. Okay, so there is a difference, isn't it? So in the previous questions and all, to find the cumulative frequency, we just added the numbers, but here we are finding frequency. Just because we are finding frequency, we are supposed to subtract the numbers. Okay, so there are a lot of difference here, so be careful. Okay, all right. So 6 minus 2 is 4, 24 minus 4 is 18, and 45 minus 18 is 21, 78 minus 21 is 33, and 89 minus 33 is 11, 92 minus 11 is 3, and 98 minus 3 is 6, and one second, yeah, and 100 minus 6 is 2. Okay, so this is how we find the frequency. Okay, so when you just add all these numbers, no, the total is going to be 100. Okay, so the total value for frequency will be 100. So are they similar? So here when you just see the last number of cumulative frequency and here the total number of frequency, they both are similar. This is what I told you guys, isn't it? Okay, so now it's pretty easy to solve. Now we can actually apply the formula. That is a median formula. Okay, that is L plus n by 2 minus Cf divided by F, close the bracket, into H. Okay, all right. So here now we are supposed to find a lot of values. It is literally easy to find, isn't it? Okay, how to find it? So here no, the total value for frequency we got it as 100. So we are just supposed to take that as n value. So n by 2 is equal to, n value is 100. So 100 divided by 2. Cancel it. 1 2 is 2, 5 2s are 10, 50. So we got 50, isn't it? Okay, so now what is the meaning of this 50? So the meaning for 50 is gonna be, so how means I'll explain it again. So now we got the value as 50, isn't it? So now we are supposed to find the closest value in the cumulative frequency. So this is the table for cumulative frequency. Here I just mentioned it, isn't it? So in this table cumulative frequency, we are supposed to find the closest value for 50. So here the closest value for 50 is either 45, otherwise 78, isn't it? But in these both values, which is the greatest number? So the greatest number is 78. So I am going to take 78. Okay, all right. So now when you just come straight right over here, and we'll get a value. Please round that value. And here when you just come straight, no, we got a value here, isn't it? So this value is on frequency table, so this is going to be your Fi value. Okay, this is how we find the Fi, isn't it? Okay, so here I'll just write it here. Okay, so here the L value is going to, so in these both values, this is lower limit, this is upper limit. So the L value is 35, okay, and the frequency value is 33. What about H? So upper limit minus lower limit is 5. So 40 minus 35 is 5. Okay, so now we got the H value. Okay, so now we want CF value, isn't it? So I just told you guys, so whenever we just find something like this that is close, so here the number is 50. So the greatest, so here in this cumulative frequency table, the closest value to 50 is either 45, otherwise 78. In these both values, when you just compare it, the greatest number is 78, isn't it? So since the greatest value is 78, we just marked it, and when you just come straight, we got the lower limit value, and when you just keep straight, you will get Fi value, that is the frequency. Okay, so it is literally easy to find the cumulative frequency. You are supposed to take the previous number of this particular number. Okay, so here what is the previous number of this particular number? So the previous number is 45. Okay, alright, so now we got all the values, isn't it? So now we can actually apply it in this formula. Okay, so now let us apply it. Is equal to so the L value is 35 plus bracket n by 2 value is 50 minus cumulative frequency is 45 divided by frequency value is 33 bracket into 5. Okay, so now what we shall do is, we can actually write the 35 as it is equal to 35 plus bracket, so 50 minus 45 is 5. Okay, so since here it is in the numerator, we can write it in the numerator and divide by 33, close the bracket. Okay, so now is equal to 35 plus, so 5 into 5 is 25 divided by 33. Okay, so now what we can do is, now we can write is equal to 35. So 25 divided by 33 is 0.76. So when we just add them, we'll get 35.76. So this is going to be your answer. Okay, okay. So now we got a value, right? So what is the meaning of this answer? That is 35.76. So the meaning for this answer is, there are less number of policy holders, they belong to this much age, and there are more number of policy holders who all are belong to this much age. Okay, this much age means this age, that is 35.76. okay, so point wise you can just calculate, right? So likewise we are just predicting it, almost like that we are predicting it. Okay, so don't get confused just because of this points and all. Okay, so finally we got the answer. So try to this was a new sum, isn't it? I mean, it was somewhat twisted from rest of the sums. So I hope you guys understood this.
Thank you guys for watching this video. Please like this video, share it to your friends and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any doubt, comment me in the comment section. Catch you in the next video. Bye.